Hello everyone, this is Anu from the Art of Gardening. I am in North Carolina Zone 7B. I was planning my garden for 2021 and I thought I would walk you through the process of planning. I have used a tool called GrowVeg Garden Planner, which has a 7-day free trial before we can decide to subscribe to it or not. I like the tool, but since I grow a lot of Indian vegetables, I do not see much information regarding those plants in the tool. But if you are not worried about plant information and just want to use the tool for gardening layout, I think it's a good tool. I will put a link down below. There are other tools that are available completely free, or you can just lay out the plan on a paper or a computer screen, or using computer with Excel or something like that, whatever is available. Whatever the means are, I think it is important to have a plan, and that is what I wanted to show you today. So just to provide a brief history, ours is a new house and there was nothing in the backyard when we moved into the house. I have almost an acre of land in my backyard, and my first thought was, oh, I can grow a lot of vegetables, fruits and flowers in this space with rows and rows of garden beds and everything. When you see all these YouTube videos or Pinterest images, you want everything in your garden and you want the garden to look beautiful from day one. It is quite easy to get carried away, especially if you have a passion for gardening like me. So that is why I think it is important to have some basic principles, like how much we want to consume, how much we want to preserve, and how much we can share, and how much we want to experiment with the new varieties, and also most importantly how much we can manage in terms of budget and time and effort. I want to enjoy the entire process of gardening, not to overwhelm ourselves with something that we cannot manage. So it is hard to believe that when you see this picture, and this is a garden layout that I am sharing, when you see this picture, I started my garden with a 4x4 bed in 2016 right here. It's very hard to believe that, the span of garden, how much it grew over the years. But I started with a 4x4 right here. And then that was my first year actually, with some peppers and lettuce. Because I wanted to start simple, and then based on the principles I just told you, I have grown from there and expanded my garden layout like this. Our backyard is mostly a flat background. As you can see, I don't have many obstructions, but it slopes to south. So this side is north and this side is south, and this is east and west. Here I have a flower bed with 17 by 24 feet, a vegetable garden bed with 36 by 24 feet, and I have another garden bed right here, which I mostly use for the vine crops like ash gourd, rich gourd, bottle gourd, and winter melon and all. This is also 17 by 24 feet as well. And I have a trellis right here for all the vines to climb. So this is I think it's almost 24 feet wide, and 8 feet wide and 24 feet length. So we have, as you can see in my layout, we have left a lot of space in this bed so that I can move around freely and not make any ninja moves while attending the plants. Also my thought process is that I can put another vegetable bed over here like this or like this in the future if I need to. So I wanted to have that space available if we change the plans in the future. And all these beds are surrounded by the walking paths. I have a trellis right up here, here, here and here. So the entire garden is on the southwest side of the yard, so there is plenty of sunlight available. there are no big trees, or there are no big structures near the garden, which is going to shade the garden during the winter months due to the sun's position or anything like that. The current layout that you see is what we are going to follow in 2021 as well. We started and continued so far with the in-ground beds. All the beds that you are seeing today here in this layout are basically in-ground beds. But I do have a plan to build a raised beds this year. Nothing fancy or anything, just functional raised beds. In-ground beds work very well for us so far, but since I'm not getting any younger, I think raised beds will help my back. Basically, we will replace the in-ground beds with raised beds and keep the same layout. With this plan, I can immediately see actually here this pomegranate tree that we have here is going to give us problems. See, when I planted this tree, I planted this I think in 2018. It was like a miniature tree. It was very small. But then it grew big, and last year we had lot of fruits coming. It gave us many fruits last year as well. So, but I think it is best to transplant it somewhere so that the tree can have plenty of space to grow. And also I do not, this tree will not overtake any of my garden beds right here. Last year I was able to put some potatoes right here, but if this tree grows much bigger, then I think it will going to shade the potatoes. So I think we need to transplant this tree this year. I think I already told you that I have a trellis right here, and right here, and right here. But I have a grapevine right here and here. Again, same with the grapevines. If I don't manage them, control them, their growth, they are going to overtake the entire trellis. So I am pruning these grapevines every year to control their growth. There is a lot of I should say work in progress. Right here, I don't know if you can see in the paint. Let me move the camera a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Right here, we built a hope house in, I think in 2020, but did not put any plastic on it. The reason being, I'm kind of thinking about it. Whether we should have a cold frame or a greenhouse here. I have not decided yet, so that's why we didn't put any plastic on this. We just kind of using this space to train some of the vine crops in the summer. This year also I think I will do the same thing, or probably use this below space to for any ash gourd or watermelon or cantaloupe or anything like that. So we are not planning anything in this space this year actually. I recently built 2 raised beds right here. This one raised bed and this one raised bed. I think I built this with the cinder blocks. So these raised, I think here I have cabbages, cauliflower and broccoli. They are growing very well, and I am planning to put garlic and onions right over here. And the space in the middle, I think I have some space right here, and I am planning to put some corn and probably peppers or something else in this space right over here. I don't think we are going to build any raised beds. I am going to place them in ground itself, so that in future if I need to use this space for something else, I can use it. As you can see, I have not yet finished the entire garden planning, but I think I have a very good idea on what I am going to plant and where I am going to plant. I do see some spaces where I can really utilize with the new plants, especially in the flower bed. You see the flower bed is very empty in this plan, but it's not actually in empty. I still didn't finish putting all the flowers that I have in the bed here, so that I can get some information, plant information on that. But I think that even if after putting those flowers here, I will still have some more space to experiment with the new flowers. I think I have shown you some new seed packets that I got in my previous video. That is what I am going to plan this year to experiment with. So hopefully this will give you an inspiration to come up with your own garden plan. And as I said, gardening is for enjoyment, not to overwhelm yourself. So I think a planning or on a paper or a tool, however you want to do it, just plan it so that you can organize things much better. That's all, folks. Have a nice day.